Hello, welcome to session 8 of this video series on learning the Portable Stimulus Standard, or PSS. I'm Tom Fitzpatrick, CEO of Big Fish EDA Consulting, on behalf of the Accellera Systems Initiative and my fellow members of the Portable Stimulus Working Group. In this session on organizing PSS code, we're going to talk about how PSS supports both object-oriented inheritance and type extension, and how you can use PSS packages to organize these features to maximize reuse for your code. Let's get started. PSS supports object-oriented inheritance, just like you'd expect from any modern modeling language. You can create a new type based on an existing type, which lets you specialize without duplicating the original definition. We're not going to provide an in-depth tutorial on object-oriented programming here, but I wanted to show you what inheritance looks like in PSS. Here we have a UART frame buffer with rand, data, and parity fields. Now we want a variant for read operations that also tracks timing. We declare a UART read buffer, extending the UART frame buffer and adding a rand cycle count field. So UART read buffer inherits the data and parity from its parent and adds the cycle count field. Inheritance gives us specialization without duplication, so if we later modify the UART frame buffer, the UART read buffer picks up those changes automatically. In effect, we're declaring a new UART read buffer type that includes all three fields, data and parity from the base type, plus its own cycle count. This is standard single inheritance semantics. Type extension is different from inheritance. Instead of creating a new type, extension adds fields or constraints to an existing type. This lets you customize things for your specific project without touching the original source. So here we see our UART config state object with a baud divider and odd parity field. The extend statement lets us add the UID field to the UART config state type as if it were part of the original definition. This does not create a new type. Instead, every instance of UART config state now has the UID field everywhere in the model. Type extension is really helpful for IP reuse scenarios where the base package is delivered by one team and project-specific extensions are layered on by another. Now, PSS package groups related PSS declarations into a reusable unit and helps organize your code. We can organize our previous type declarations in a data package and the type extensions in an extensions package. Packages are also namespaces. You can reference types using the package name : type name syntax to avoid ambiguity. The UART extension package imports elements from the UART data package. The wildcard imports any element from the data package that is referred to in the extension package. We could also import specific items from a package if needed, and this is similar to packages in System Verilog. So once we've imported the data package, referring to the UART config state object in the extension package actually refers back to the declaration in the data package. Components do the same thing with packages. By importing the data package in the UART component, the declaration of the UART read buffer inherits from the UART frame buffer in the data package. And the UART component can also import the extension package, so its config UART action can freely reference the config state object with this extension. And because we've imported the extended config object, we can use the UID field in the config UART action, since the extension gives us the same type with the additional field. The judicious use of packages helps reduce naming conflicts in larger environments, especially if you use the full package scope name when referring to variables. This also makes it easier to share content across projects by making sure you import the right packages for your setup. Typical packages you'd see in a real project include data type packages with your base types and extension packages for project-specific customization. One important rule about package imports is that they are not transitive. Even though the UART extension package imports the UART data package, a component that imports the UART extension package does not automatically get the types from the UART data package. The UART component must import both packages explicitly, and this keeps dependencies explicit and predictable, so you always know exactly where each type comes from by looking at the import list. There's an important restriction you need to know about when it comes to actions. Actions may not be declared directly in packages. They must live inside components, but PSS gives you a way around this with abstract actions. An abstract action serves as a base type that declares the interface but can't be instantiated directly. Then inside the UART component, we derive a concrete action type, UART TX odd, from the abstract base type in the data package. And we can derive a different action type, UARTX even, from the same abstract base type. We are now free to use either of these derived types in defining a scenario for our test environment. One more thing to keep in mind, if you extend an abstract action, it's still abstract. You can't make an abstract action concrete just by extending it. The only way to get a concrete action is to derive one inside a component. So PSS packages provide namespaces to organize your content into reusable libraries. Object-oriented inheritance builds a new specialized type from a base type, and we can declare multiple different specializations from a common base type. PSS supports standard single inheritance object-oriented programming. On the other hand, type extension in PSS lets you customize an existing type without creating a new type. We'll see this used quite a bit when we talk about the realization layer, since grouping related extensions into their own packages lets you build up a library of project-specific customizations that stay cleanly separated from the base IP definitions. When a component imports a particular extension package, it pulls in exactly the set of customizations it needs, so different parts of your environment can tailor the same base types in different ways without interfering with each other. Thank you for your attention. I hope you found this session interesting, and I encourage you to watch the next video in this series where we'll learn about PSS constraints. Hope to see you there.